Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutny and we are following Tata Steel Tournament round number 5 and we are going to watch game between Magnus Carlsen as a black and Niels Grandelius as a white. This game is interesting because Magnus Carlsen will be soon under heavy pressure. He will be able to jump out from this pressure and difficult position and he will play amazing chess, so his chances will be better and better and he will be not far to play nearly winning position. At the end he is going to miss his chances and at the end this game is draw. So I hope that we are going to see interesting chess game and I'm going to welcome you here. Magnus Carlsen is a black and Niels is a white, and let's start and let's go on. So this position will be absolutely amazing, difficult position for both sides, and after move g4 everything is there. So it's absolutely clear that this position will not be boring and both players will play aggressive and attacking chess. So it will be important to check counterplays and variations. So Magnus Carlsen is taking on d4 and he's playing move b5. Long castle, and let's check this position. Black's king is still in the center, and every time we know that we have to go for short or long castle as soon as possible, but right now both castles moves are bad because just imagine that Black's king is going for a long castle, is there in a danger. If it's going to short castle as well, that is in danger. So maybe this king is the best in the center, but the biggest problem for black is not his king, but is his remaining pieces on the left side of the chessboard. So bishop, knight and a rook are not playing, and this is important. Black need to find a strong counterplay, and only one chance how to be active is to bring all his pieces to game. So this is a question how to be or not to be. So he love to be and he need to be active. So he's playing bishop to b7, and of course the next move is rook to c8 and is there. Of course this is attack on c2. Just imagine that white is not careful and playing stupid move like maybe h3. There is a b4 and checkmate on c2. So Magnus Carlsen know it that was his first chance, but Niels is a strong grandmaster and he came back. So first pin, first threat, and of course just imagine that black is taking on c3. He is absolutely happy, but not right now because Niels played a nice move bishop to d4. Center belong to white, pawn and bishop in the center. So I'm sure that white's got advantage. How to play this position? Yes, of course, looks like knight to f6, and this is only variation, is good move. But g5, knight to h5, and I don't like knight there. I think that this knight is a bad knight, and for me, it's difficult to imagine that Magnus Carlsen is happy to have such a bad knight on h5. Just imagine that black is playing for attack and he need to have all pieces in the attack. He don't have chance to leave one knight on h5. So for this reason, this variation is not good variation at all. And Magnus Carlsen is a chess legend. One of the best chess player of all times, and he played move f6, and this move is interesting because he's going to play move e5, and of course that best white's piece is a bishop on d4. So after this move, after move e5, everything should be okay. Of course there is plenty to play, there is plenty tactics and ideas and moves, but e5 is in the air. So g5, it's nice move, and of course it's not good idea to take this pawn because then everything's bad. So g5 happened and Magnus played h6. This is nice position and it's up to white if he's going to take on h6 or f6 pawn. So he took on h6, but maybe it's interesting this variation. Just imagine that white is taking on f6, but this move is going to help black. Black has immediately one knight in the game, and it's not good idea to help your opponent to bring his pieces to game. Maybe just to take this knight is another not a nice idea because two bishops in Magnus's hands is a strong weapon. Even still, maybe white is better, but two bishops are there nearly forever, and Magnus Carlsen is one of the best chess player in endgames. So it's hard to imagine that white will give black two bishops advantage for nothing. So maybe for this reason white took on h6. Okay, and he believed that this knight on h6 is still too far from the game. It's still too far, but there is a chance to bring this knight to c4, and just imagine that this knight is going to c4. Everything's great. Yes, it's too far from c4, but at least this is the plan. a3. a3 is interesting move. Looks like mistake, but maybe it's not a mistake. Here is a variation. Black is taking on a3, pawn. White is taking back on a3 and is piece up. But after move e5 is under attack bishop on d4, and at the end of this variation, black is taking on c4 knight. That's the roughly variation, of course, with too many sidelines and too many moves, but that's exactly what's going on. So Magnus is going to take on a3, and now is one pawn up. So because at the end of this variation, knight is lost, maybe it's a good idea to take immediately on b5. Okay, check on b2. And now, I think that this position is interesting. White's king on b2, black's king on e8. I don't know which king is in danger, but it's interesting position. And maybe I think that black is okay, or maybe no. So, but that's not important because white took immediately on a3, e5. So now he need to take something, and he is going to save his two bishops. Okay, white's got two bishops. Bad pawn formation, so nearly every endgame is not nice to him. It's important to play middle game, to be active, and Magnus Carlsen has, of course, threat against c2 pawn. So he played move d5. Maybe it's interesting to bring this knight immediately to game, knight to f7 and g5, and maybe bishop to c6. I think that still two bishops are much more important than pawn formation, and still this game is open. Both players are playing for their advantage or for their chance to have advantage. I don't know who is better. I think that white is playing well, but if black is worse, I don't know. So Magnus Carlsen played move d5, and it's a mistake because it's a losing pawn, and I found the variation what white missed. And if white will play the best variation, I think that Magnus is nearly lost. So check, and now the best move is check again. Okay, now queen to b3, and at the end of this day, at the end of this variation, this position is nearly lost for black because a4 pawn, just imagine, is going a5, a6, a7, then d5 pawn, it's still another strong pawn, at two bishops advantage for white, and I think that this is a difficult position, and up to me, black is nearly lost. So now Magnus is lucky here. Magnus is lucky, and of course, if you are lucky, you need to be lucky. So again, luck is not forever. So this was the first lucky moment for Magnus. Bishop went only to a4, d4, and this is the reason. D4 pawn is much more stronger on d4 than on d5, and maybe bishop to b3 looks like good, but it's not good at all. H4 is another variation. And still, this position is difficult. This position is difficult for both players, and I think that it's difficult for everybody to count everything and to understand that white is better or why, and black is better and why. Because it's a really hard position. Too many passed pawns and too many threats. Both kings are in a danger, so maybe it's an unclear position. At least it's unclear to me, but that's another story because white played now check on b4, and yes, of course, just to go to this endgame, I think that white here will be better because of two bishops advantage. Yes, of course, it's not forever because this is nice plan to exchange one of this bishop. That's nice plan, and okay, still it's too many pawns. And I think that white is better because here is one plan, here is another plan, and maybe this bishop, it's not such a bad bishop. So still open position for both players, and I think that still is white better, and Magnus Carlsen saw it. So Magnus Carlsen, after check on b4, went to g8 and rook to d2, bishop to a6. I think that is the same plan to exchange this danger bishop. f4, white is going to open position because you know that he got two bishops advantage, but it's a mistake. And here Magnus Carlsen is playing the best move, rook to b8, and now, okay, is it a draw? No. Magnus Carlsen is not interesting for draw, and he played rook to h3. And here, of course, are threat to take this piece, and of course here is a pin. So just imagine that we are playing the same variation, and probably white need to do something. So he took on e5, and of course nothing changed. So white is not interesting to wait for his move. He played rook to g1. The best move here, it was rook to bishop to e2, because this queen is under attack. Okay, another variation was bishop to a6, check on f7, and maybe the best is to go to h8, rook to g3. It's not a good idea to take this queen because of checkmate. So another nice, and here bishop to d5. I think that black is better, but how much, I don't know. That was only another variation which is going to prove that this game is hard. Bishop to c2, bishop to e2 happened, and check, queen to a4, and black is maybe happy with draw. Okay, still not, but black's king is still in danger, and you know, it's hard to see that black will improve his position a little bit more. So rook to h7, check, and another threat. So it's good to go for endgame, and this endgame is nearly draw. You know, I don't believe that anybody will lose this game. Even this look danger to white. You know, too many pawns are going to be exchanged, and at the end is a draw. So, okay, what we saw interesting chess game where Magnus Carlsen was under pressure, and at the end he was able to make a draw. Of course, it's nothing to play here, and it's a draw. But we saw at the other side, like Magnus Carlsen is great in defense, is great in attack, and he's playing fantastic chess. So I hope you saw interesting chess game between Magnus Carlsen and Niels Grandelius. And well done to both players, because that was a chess show which I enjoyed, and there was nice game, nice position, nice tactic, and nice plans. So we are at the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If yes, feel free and press like and press follow and made my day. I hope I will see you soon in our another YouTube chess video. Thank you very much one more time, and see you soon. Bye bye.